a CVPI with a 99mm turbo, hair blown in the wind. Obviously, things were a little bit heated. Things were a little bit confusing. I know, you're speechless, and that's fine. You should be dapped for that. That is my solution.
Let's go right here. I should be fine. Okay, so, all right. So, I want to talk to you about, obviously, the incident that happened with the tow truck driver where there was a pursuit, a gun being discharged, adoption fraud case, followed by, you know, questionable things being said.
You know what? Your hair's growing back out. That's good. Yeah, you might need to comb that shit. But yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Where do you want me to start?
The beginning, please.
Okay. When I got involved, okay, the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. 49ers lost. You know,
Tell me about it. Yeah,
I rode back into town. You know, as soon as I rode back in town, turn on my radio. Hey, 1041, I'm back. We're in an active 80. Boom. You know, I'm there, Brian. You know, just Brian Knight by your side, no matter what. You know, I got your back. So I go in there and I hop on my steed, a CVPI with a 99mm turbo, hair blown in the wind. So I go and I crank the shit out of that thing, heading out of the damn garage. Whenever I get there, what happens? Boom, I'm in pursuit. So I get there. And, you know, I start tertiary, but, you know, they were coming right near MRPD, but it was perfect timing. Of course, I went and I took primary, seeing as how I was the most senior officer on duty at the moment. Believed it was my time to take a lead. Make sure that I rode us home to victory. That's what it's all about. Essentially, we went, and I was in primary of the pursuit for damn near 95% of it. The only time that I wasn't in pursuit of 95% of it was whenever I was pit by Brian Knight, and I took severe damage to my vehicle, and I had slight pain in my neck. But that's okay. I persevered, and I didn't talk about it to him afterwards, and I didn't bother him about it because that's one of my brothers, and I knew it was an honest mistake. Next thing you know, what happens? Boom. We end up getting that boxed in. He tries to get through the alleyways, whatever. I never VCB'd once. Everybody else did, but thankfully I was able to stick right on it. He ends up getting out of the car, okay? We're chasing him. We're going down. What do? I tackle his ass. He resists cuffs. We go again. Nobody else can tackle him. Why? Because I'm faster than everybody else. Tackle his ass again. He resists cuffs once more. I go again. Tase his ass. Try to cuff him. Don't work. Go tackle his ass. Cuffs didn't work again. Then I tase him while he's sliding over the hood of a car. So what the hell are you doing? You got damn jeans on with buttons on the back. You scratched my hood. Tased his ass. He ends up getting cuffed by Nat, you know, obviously coming in and taking all the credit after he shot that son because he had lethal out on accident and he didn't realize it. Blood everywhere. But, you know, hell. Personally, at this point, I was fine with it. You know, I was fine with everything Nat was doing because... You know, it's just, you know, he's a little rusty. He damn near never comes on duty. I was a little bit upset at Brian because he should have aimed a little higher. Unfortunately, he didn't go for the head, and he should have shot twice to make sure it was all good. I inspected his injuries and whatnot. He did still have a Glock 19 bullet lodged inside of his shoulder, I believe. I went, documented it. He was bleeding. It's okay. We got EMS on duty. You know, I won't handle it. I won't worry about it. You know, Brian went, he talked to the EMS, whatever. We're about half a block away from the, maybe a block and a half away. We're real damn close to Crusade Medical. They end up treating him at the scene, at least partially. At least I was under the impression that he was treated at the scene after the conversation. However, apparently he bled out in the back of the ambulance. I asked Brian, did you document his injuries? Did you inspect him? He said no, he didn't, unfortunately. I asked him, did you get evidence of the area? Did you take photos? He said no. So what I do? I went, okay, y'all can handle this. I'll go back. I took some photos. I documented the evidence. Grabbed it, and obviously things were a little bit heated. Things were a little bit confusing. Frustrating situation if an EMS trainee is not fully taking care of somebody, and I understand, you know, sometimes it's one of them things where happens. You know, he ain't on duty that much. You know, he's been busy back home and whatnot. He been on duty. So obviously we have a situation here. Brian ends up taking, he hands the 95 off to Aziz. I think Aziz maybe had a slight misinterpretation of the reasoning for the handoff, and you know, that's fine, that happens. So what does Aziz do? Aziz does exactly what you think he does. There's a degree of frustration with how things were finished, and we said, look, you know, let's make some jokes. So we were making some jokes here and there about some because he the guy admitted to adoption fraud. Aziz made some jokes. Of course, I made some jokes as well. I believe those were misconstrued a little bit. Now, I didn't hear this part. I don't know. I was under the impression that he heard Aziz say that that's an adoption fraud charge, and then the guy changed his story after he heard what he was saying is illegal. It says that you need to have a $30,000 adoption license or some kind of shit like that. I think the guy then changed the story because of that. Aziz came back and he told us, and then we made some jokes. Knight was then asked to pretend he had heard the statement being made by the suspect, at which point Knight mentioned that is highly illegal. So that was a joke. That was a joke that Aziz made when, and I was talking about, well, no, technically, yeah, we did hear it, and we made a joke about there's a $5,000 bounty for turn-ins. I was like, well, you tell me, and we'll take that, and then we'll add it all up, and then we'll split it 3 ways, you know. And I said, you know, 5,000 plus 9,000 divided by 3, that's 8,000 each. We were joking about it. I thought it was pretty clear. Brian mentioned, I don't know what's real and what's trolling. In the moment, those were his exact words, which he didn't actually mention my joke in the statement. And he didn't mention that these were jokes, which we clarified with him. So I don't know why he's omitting that from the incident. That's awfully disappointing, seeing as how integrity is key here as part of the police department.
Yeah, integrity is key.
I said a lot of funny shit.
You got nothing. Right. So,
and my funny shit.
Should we joke around about integrity?
No.
Do you think integrity's, should be taken lightly?
No, absolutely not.
You know, I must say, you remember this pretty well.
I do.
Which is good. You're learning, Cletus. Your attention detail as far as context, what's going on from start to finish. I mean, holy hell, you sound like a polished investigator right now.
Yeah, it's because I've been dealing with this for an hour and a half, trying to get everybody situated and make sure everybody's okay.
No. Here's my fear, okay?
Well, I didn't finish what I was saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's what I did.
Sorry.
I went and I took that evidence, and then, because he went away. He handed it off to Aziz, and then he went all the way to Los Santos Customs, and he was getting his car repaired. So I drove over there. I then handed him the casings and the projectile for the thing, and I said, hey, Brian, don't worry, I got you. Don't worry about shooting that fella, as a joke. And then I took them out of his pocket when he wasn't thinking. So I handed it to him. So he saw me hand it to him. But then, just as a joke, I pulled it out of his pocket and then I ran it back here and put it in the evidence locker. Right? Just because it was a heated situation, I was trying to make sure that, hey, just making a joke. Right? Because clearly this is something that was, to me, getting a little bit out of hand. Look, so, I said, look, let's just do this shit. I'll go get us a van. I'll throw me, Brian, Aziz. We'll get Zanzias. We'll get the mayor, Siobhan. We can get Judge Crane in there. First Temple is involved. We just get everybody in there. Hop in a van. I'll send that shit off the ocean. We got about 15 minutes to the tsunami, and we can forget this whole thing happened. I understand what Brian is upset about, where, hey, this is my 95 that I couldn't have gotten without Cornwood being primary in pursuit and his impeccable driving, which he put on display, and everybody should, that should be a part of PD training video. His thoughts, not mine. He didn't say them, but I know he's thinking them. I know Brian will. From Aziz's perspective, Aziz is being thorough because Aziz is a very detail-oriented kind of guy who does, he does not do wrong. He's very, process-oriented, and he's not trying to do no bullshit. But Aziz is also a fun guy and he likes to make some jokes, Right, and I worry there's a lapse of judgment at times, but I worry there also could be intent behind making money off this, adoption fraud. It is $60,000. When folks see a big number like that, sometimes their intentions, starts to change a little bit based on the monetary gain. Yeah, but do you think Aziz Sultan truly believes that, or do you think Aziz Sultan likes to make jokes about that?
I want to believe that he made a joke about it. I don't think Aziz would do something like that, because I would like to believe that he's the kind of officer that wouldn't cross that line, right? Because he knows the consequences, something like that, right? There's a time and place to joke about something like that, and I'm all for it, right? Let's have some fun,
our job is too serious to not have fun.
Yeah, you gotta have you never have a balance. It can't be serious all the time. It can't be goofy all the time. You have a balance of both, of having the ha-ha moments.
So here's my question to you. Do you think Cletus Cornwood has a problem with money? I know you're speechless, and that's fine.
No. By the way, you're Aziz right now.
He might be taking his nightly shower. So here's my thing.
You don't got a problem with money, okay?
Right. So you think if Aziz and I have been...
You got a problem with gun safety, that's for sure.
Well, safety is a strong word. So if Cornwood is joking about this with Aziz and there's a back and forth there, more than likely it's being done in such a way that it's not serious.
Right, but when I have an officer testimony saying that I was asked to do something like this, and
here's the thing. I don't remember Aziz ever saying, what did he say? Hold on. It was the idea that, oh, well, he's probably just joking, but let's use it against him. I'll tell you right now, there is no way in hell that Aziz Sultan would ever say that seriously. There is no way in hell that Brian Knight would ever say that seriously, and there is no way in hell that Cletus Cornwood would ever say that seriously. And I don't even remember hearing it from Aziz. This is purely a situation of a misunderstanding, and I was trying to grab both their ass, put them in the car, and part of me said, let's send this shit in the ocean, and the other part of me said, okay, hold on, let's just talk this out like men.
I understand the frustration, okay? You know, especially after a long shift, especially when dealing with the 95 or a suspect that, you know, is a piece of shit or is giving you a hard time, or things are basically, you know, out of control. Things are happening that are pretty bad. For me, I'm just making sure that we're, you know, there's no officers, you know, pulling their officer aside and asking them to alter the statement so they can pursue a charge, right? That's a bad look. I mean, that is not something we want to have in the PD. That's my concern, right?
And that did not
handle.
Happen. That 100% did not happen. There was pulling somebody. That's a very different thing than pulling somebody aside and making a clarifying statement as to, hey, this isn't what I was doing here. And that's what integrity is all about, is being honest.
Let's see. Okay.
My solution here, this is what I would suggest. I personally believe that Aziz didn't really do any wrong. He was just going through his procedure. I kind of stepped up and I had to, hold on. I think Brian probably deserves 2 daps. One for leaving all my funny jokes out of the statement and lying by omission, and another by taking what Aziz said and turning it into, hey, you're trying to get me to change my statement, whereas Aziz was making a clarifying statement saying, hey, I was making a joke there. Make sure you state that, right? And then for me, I believe that I'm not the person that should be having to step up and grab people, manage the personalities like this, and make them understand. So I believe because I'm in that position and we had no captain on duty, I believe that you should be dapped for that. That is my solution.
I mean, I don't disagree as far as daps for Officer Knight. I think he definitely did not handle something pretty well. One, with his gun being discharged. 2, him requesting the 95 to Aziz because he couldn't handle a suspect and who's passing somebody else's, not, you know, his 95 to somebody else. And then obviously the whole situation how it transpired with the joke, the comment being made as far as, you know, falsifying evidence.
I think Aziz did a great job of de-escalating a tense situation because that was a long-ass deal and that guy was being very mouthy. He was acting a little bit beyond himself even, and which is why Nat needed to step away. And I think Aziz came in with good intentions of trying to de-escalate the situation with some jokes.
Now let me ask you something. Do you think you're worthy, or do you think you deserve daps as well for the situation? What do you think you should get?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I should get any daps. I just came in and I try to help both of them as, you know, man to man, trying to actually handle the solution instead of going to, I'm not trying to get this guy in trouble. I'm not trying to get that guy in trouble. And I say man to man, the most important thing that happens here is y'all don't have to be friends. Y'all don't have to like each other, but you better damn respect each other because we're part of the same department. We have to work with each other every single damn day. That's what I said.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
So...
All right, yeah.
That's how I feel about it. I don't think daps minus plus whatever. I don't believe in any of that. I don't think I should get that. I think you should get a dap for not being on duty. And you.
I should get a dap for not being on duty.
That's what I
think. You know what? I don't mind dapping myself, okay? Because I am supposed to be around as often as I can be. And I'm supposed to be responsible helping out as often as I can be. And you know, sometimes I do feel bad if I'm not around. However, going back to this, Cletus, okay?
I feel like me adding any more text to that is not going to do anybody any good.
Then I'll have to come back and talk to you again about this probably then. Because I need something written down, that's all.
Okay.
I got told somebody died today. What the hell happened? Were you part of that?
Oh, I shot that some 25 times. 2 full magazines and one extra. Hey, you're gonna come up and you're gonna stab Tony Andrews, the man who brought me into this damn place and trained me. Better be sure that I'm gonna make sure you feel the wrath of God. That's a level 6 force situation.
That. You're not able to get the job done with 5-6 rounds. What do you need 25?
You gotta let them know.
I'll be honest. 25 is a lot. I mean, what happened? Why'd you need to empty 2 magazines and 1 more bullet?
Because I missed 20 of them.
Sure, you do need training.
No, hell, I was joking. I shot him from close enough range that the bullets actually pierced through his organs all his vital organs, to be exact, and exited out the other side. Afterwards, there was only 5 remaining in his body.
And this one was standing the whole entire time, or?
Oh, no, he was on the ground after about 2.
You shot him?
Yes. I'll be honest.
Why?
Because he attacked Tony Andrews with a knife.
Yeah, but after you put 2 in him.
Well, here's the thing. I put his on the ground, and everybody else there shot him too. And I'm like, they didn't need to shoot. Why did everybody else shoot? Cornwood's there. I'm going to handle this myself. How come everybody else is shooting? Everybody's trying to get a piece. That was a little bit disappointing.
What the hell am I hearing right now?
I know. I know.
What is going on? You know why? It's because you didn't have self-control. You didn't have discipline. If you don't have trigger discipline and you're letting your emotions get the best of you, and instead of shooting 5 shots,
oh, that was that wasn't emotional at all for me. I felt nothing when I shot that son of a bitch.
You felt nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
at all.
Well, I felt a little good.
From the sound of it, what you describing to me, it seemed like y'all, you know, tried to neutralize a threat.